Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Olga, and every week on this channel I share a new crochet video tutorial. I also have an Etsy shop where I sell my crochet designs. I started selling my crochet patterns on Etsy in 2014, and as of today my shop is not huge, it's still relatively small. Right now I have about 140 crochet patterns, but the good thing about having a somewhat small Etsy shop is that I can respond to each and every customer who reaches out to me, and I provide unlimited support for my crochet patterns. What that means, if you purchased a pattern from my shop a year ago or 2 years ago or 5 years ago, and right now you're working on that pattern and you are stuck, you need help, you can reach out to me and I will help you. I'm really grateful for the returning customers that I have. I know some of them are watching this video and I just want to say thank you so much. Nowadays there are not hundreds but thousands of crochet pattern shops on Etsy, and the fact that you're coming back to my shop and purchasing my patterns means so much to me. Alright, and now let's talk about this new project that I have to share with you today. I have an elegant lace scarf, or more like a shoulder wrap. I love so many things about it. I love the texture, I love the way it drapes, I love the design. The only thing that I'm not too thrilled about is the color. Personally, I would prefer something more neutral, white or beige, sand color, maybe even light gray. But at the moment I'm not purchasing any new yarns and I'm using whatever I have in my stash, and that's what I had. The yarn that I used is Wellness Baby by Loops and Threads, and as the name suggests, it's intended for crochet projects for babies, and therefore the bright blue color. I believe this yarn is discontinued now, but I still have a lot of it in my stash. I used one skein, which is 820 yards, and my scarf came out 66 inches long and 13 inches wide. And now I will show you this lacy pattern. I will be using Wellness Baby yarn by Loops and Threads and a hook size F, 3.75 millimeters. The starting chain must be a multiple of 6 plus 5. For the actual scarf I started with chain 65, but for my sample I will start with 35 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here I have 35 chains and I'm ready to start my first row. Into the first chain from the hook I will make a double crochet. We never count the chain on the hook, we always start counting from the next one. 1, 2, 3, 4. So over here I make a double crochet, and these skipped 3 chains will count as my first double crochet. So I have the first one, the second one, and now into the next chain I make one more double crochet. So I have 3 double crochets in the beginning. Next 4 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4, and I skip 3 chains. 1, 2, 3, and into the next one I make a single crochet. Now again 4 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4. I skip 3 chains. 1, 2, 3, and into the next chain I make a double crochet. Now I make 2 more double crochets. 1, and into the next chain 2. And now the pattern begins to repeat from here. 4 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4. I skip 3 chains on the bottom. 1, 2, 3, and a single crochet into the next one. Then 4 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4. I skip 3 chains. 1, 2, 3, and a double crochet, and then 2 more double crochets. 1, 2, and that's how the pattern goes, and I will continue crocheting all the way across, and I ended with 3 double crochets. So this is what the first row looks like. Now 3 chains and turn, or you can turn first and then make 3 chains, it doesn't really matter. And then I make a double crochet into the second double crochet, and into the next one. So again, these 3 turning chains will count as a double crochet. Next, 3 chains, 1, 2, 3, and I make a single crochet into the next chain space. Then 4 chains, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a single crochet into the next chain space. Now again 3 chains, 1, 2, 3, and now I make a double crochet into each of these 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3. So let's take a look over here again. Over here, this chain space, this is chain 3, then chain 4, then chain 3 again. And the pattern begins to repeat. Again, I make 3 chains, 1, 2, 3, and a single crochet into the next chain space. Then the middle one is 4 chains, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a single crochet into the next chain space. Then again 3 chains, 1, 2, 3, and then a double crochet into each of these 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3. And that's how the pattern goes until the end of this row. So that's my second row, and again I finished it with double crochet into each of these 3 double crochets. Now 3 chains and turn. I start row 3 with a double crochet into each of the next 2 double crochets. Next, I'm going to skip this next chain 3 space, and I will be working into this middle chain 4 space. And over here, I make 7 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now again, I'm skipping the chain 3 space. I skipped one over here, and now I'm skipping this one, and I work a double crochet into each of the next 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3. And then the pattern begins to repeat. I skip the next chain 3 space, and into the next chain 4 I work 7 double crochets. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Again, skipping chain 3 space and a double crochet into each of the next 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3. And that's how the pattern goes until the end of this row. Here I have 3 rows finished. Next, chain 3 and turn, and a double crochet into each of the next 2 double crochets. 1, 2. Now I need to create a row the same as the very first one. So over here I had 4 chains, so I make 4 chains, and now I skip the next 3 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, and into the next one, the 4th one, I make a single crochet. So I made a single crochet into the middle double crochet of this group of 7 double crochets. Now again 4 chains. I skip the next 3 double crochets, and I work a double crochet into each of the next 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3. And now the pattern repeats. 4 chains. I skip 3 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, and a single crochet into the next one. Then 4 chains. I skip the next 3 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, and a double crochet into each of the next 3 double crochets. And that's how I crochet until the end of this row. Here I have 4 rows finished, and from this point all I need to do is to repeat rows 2 through 4 for the pattern. Here I completed 3 more rows, and this is what it looks like. Now for the scarf, all you do is you repeat rows 2 through 4 for the pattern until you reach your desired length. In my case it was 64 inches, but of course you can make your scarf as long as you wish. One thing to remember here is that the last row you finish with must be row 4, so that the edges of our scarf match. Over here at the bottom in the first row we had chain 4 spaces, and if we end with row 4 we also will have chain 4 spaces on the top. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video tutorial, and I will see you in the next one.